Hello, everyone. Oh, it's a little chilly. Give me one sec. Yeah, that's so much better. Ah. Welcome, everyone, to episode 6 of my Forever World. Now, we're doing a little bit something interesting, as today, our intro is provided by me, Future Navi. Editing Navi? Whichever one you prefer. So unfortunately, I have a little bit of a weird situation going on with this intro, and I didn't really give it a great one. So, this is what we're doing. But, I'm so glad that you joined us again for my Forever World, and let's get back into it. Also, while I was off stream, I started terraforming this area right here, so that, there's actually, things underneath. Yeah, I plan on continuing this all the way around over to this area right here, where it will, slowly fade off. And then continuing that trend all around the little lake. So yeah, from here, what we're gonna do is, I've spent a lot of time training today, so I might be trying to finish up this, I'll try to finish up this area over here, and make a couple buildings, but I really want to work on making a mud machine. Yeah, take a bottle of water, put it on a piece of dirt, yeah. That's the normal mud machine. What I want to do is, I do want to make it, just slightly efficient, but I want to make it less efficient. So instead of, making it so it automatically, dispenses, automatically collects the water, I want to do something with that collection. I haven't found out what yet, but I want it to be more interesting. What if we basically add a pump or something from this water? Have it refill things and then hide a hopper line into it while it's kind of pumping water bottles over. Or we use the copper golem and transport the water bottles and normal bottles back. So I'll start figuring this out and I will be back. Okay, so I think the starting location, if we carry that around over here, then over here is where this place should be. Excuse me, zombie. I don't want you here. Yeah, right here is where I want this to be. Welcome to the first episode of Redstone with Navi. Nice, okay. And then I need to make the item filter down here. I can maybe multi-purpose it. I don't think I can. There. Because I think that's literally the best way for me to do that. And still, keep it visible. Up here. Oh, no, wait. I didn't mean to, no, stop. Oh, gosh. I'm drinking this. And... oh, we're missing a bottle already. Oh my. Do it. This is my attempt at a mud machine, and honestly, this kinda works. And thus concludes Redstone with Navi. Right, and welcome back. We're back with our little mud machine right here. Now, it's a little bit different than I previously thought it would be. Because outside we have this orange feature, like kind of like we're getting it pump. We're getting like, you know, the pump into there. I really like that idea because it makes it a little bit more dynamic over there. Now over here, I can grab some dirt, and I can show you how this works. So I did this on stream, and honestly, I struggled. I was not having fun with this. I thought it was like worthless. Not worthless, but I thought it wasn't that fun of a project. However, when I got off stream and I continued going on with it and doing the terraforming and everything, because over here, it didn't used to be like this. It used to be way worse. I also didn't have this on stream. So side platform. It felt dead, if I'm being honest. So now it feels so much more lively. It fits in with more of our builds. I do think that I need something here, like maybe over here, to kind of fill in this area. But if we're going to have like a big build up here, well, like, you know, a couple of huge big buildings over here, then I don't think it's necessary because that fills in the skyline. Here's how this works. So it's going to be very annoying for a second, but it turns out that on that observer back there, and it basically just allows me to turn the dirt into mud automatically. Now, I show that building process on stream, and I think you would have seen it in the time lapse as well. But yeah, that's getting really annoying. But basically, if I break into the side here, oh, well, not that side. I don't want to mess with over there. But in here, but yeah, basically, it fills the water bottle right there, goes into the hopper and into the dispenser that auto activates, and then it goes into this item sorter, and then all the way down to over here where there's a detector that sends it up the water stream right here, which you can see from the outside. I thought that was a really cool feature. And then it goes back into this dispenser. I played around with the design quite a bit in my creative world, and that was the best way of doing it. And it's a very efficient mud machine. My only problem with it is it's not as unique as I wanted it to be. Because originally I was imagining like there's a lot of movement, like there's this pipe system with copper golems going across it, and that just didn't happen. Number one, it was just way too complicated to figure out and took way too much space. And it's a mud machine. It's unfortunately supposed to be way more simple than complicated. I would have loved to make it more complicated though. But yeah, I really like that building. I don't think it's one of my favorites though. Unfortunately. Because it's kind of boring. That makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of boring. I also don't know how fond I am of this like little drainage thing. Like maybe I could take off the roof of this, make it more like an actual drain. Like that. But yeah, that is what I've been working on here. It's honestly not the worst thing in the world, but also it's not my favorite thing in the world either. Like, unlike this building, which I have found so much joy in, because it's so dynamically moving, the other one just doesn't have the same oomph that I wanted. Now that we have all that figured out, we need to start on the next project, which I think is our villager stuff. We are finally at the point where I think the villager stuff is on the table. So, we need to start on villager stuff. Oh boy. Okay. So, here's the basics of my plan right now. Right here, we are going to have our villager breeder, I think. It's going to be this tall, like, stately building that is used to, like, breed villagers and send them into the tunnels underneath. Then those tunnels will go all the way over to this area, which this building right here will be our villager curing setup, or, villager trading hall, with which, it will be extending throughout this, like, this whole area right here. Up here, I plan on turning this into a little farm for potatoes. So yeah, this is just going to be a big building for our trading hall. And then finally over here, we might have another building right here once I terraform it a little bit better. But over here, I'm thinking we have some sort of building that is for the iron farm. So that should be far enough away that we can do our iron farm over here. I just have to be very careful about it, as I need to spawn proof really well. But yeah, so we are going to tackle the first one of those projects, which is the villager breeder. We're just going to go right here. Right now, let's do a little bit of planning. Yeah, if I take us in here, and then over here, let's try to figure out what we want to do for this building. So I'm thinking, right, like this. I'm trying not to plan out any builds too heavily, but I at least want to get, like, our build palette. Yeah, I think that this is the sort of build palette I'm gonna work with. Like, the jungle logs, definitely. Maybe we can use this as, like, accent coloring. But I do like the acacia. But I will play around with this a little bit more, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Right? And we are back. So I have an idea. So here's my current plan. We're going to be using deep slate for the bottom. That transitions into the stripped mangrove. And then we transition into the mangrove logs, which we use a lot of the fences and gates as detailing. Then we get to red terracotta. Now, normally I wouldn't use red terracotta here because it's a little bit more saturated. But I've been looking through all the blocks in the game, right? And I don't think there is a single other, actually. Ow. Then it's netherrack. I was looking through the menu and I'm just like, wait a minute. That netherrack might be the play. And guess what? It is. But yeah, we're basically ending off with the mangrove planks at the top. And then we have the purple glass with some magenta mixed in for some detailing. With our accent color being strip jungle and the acacia. I think that this could turn out really well. And I like this. So let's get started on the actual base of this. Let's go get some deep slate, lay this out a little bit. So, if I look correctly, cool. So yeah, that will be our little, parkour. But yeah, this will be our base for this building, I think. I like that as our base because it's in awkward shape, kind of like that building. So it's not as flat as these two over here. And it's also going to be looking way nicer. And then I'll basically make this a road area right here with the next building. But yeah, basically, this is the shape that I want to go with. And obviously, this building's not as big as I actually thought I was going to be. We will need to figure out this building shape, but this is the kind of shape that I want to go with. I will probably actually extend it out over here a little bit more, because I do like this area right here being clear. And then the final building will continue the road all the way over here, lead up into here, and this is where we're going to have the first wall. And then the last building will be over here. We could also just go make an industrial district real quick, but, you know, don't really want to do that. Yeah, but that is my current idea for this villager area. And I don't think it's a bad one. So yeah, I will be back when this building is done. Back. Welcome back to Villager Breeder. Now, as you saw, there should have been a little time lapse there. Oh, sorry. Let me just... we have cooked just a little bit. So we have our villagers up there. We can go all the way up, you know, toss in some food, breed them, and they get sent into the sewer down there. Now, there's also a secondary floor right here, which allows us to go onto the balcony where we have such a nice view. I love this balcony so much. Plus, I love the details down here with the little trapdoor things, like the little fire escape thing. And then the bushes around the edges. Like, I think that this is one of my favorite buildings. And obviously, I could probably add a little bit more detail to the roof. I could add probably something to the back, maybe something to the front. But that's besides the point. We are in a really good spot to continue on with this project over here. Speaking of, we have been a little bit busy down here. Oh, also, Christmas spirit time. I am in my Christmas skin. I got my little earmuffs on and got my little bunny sweater. Oh my gosh, I'm so cute. So, yeah. I made that a little bit ago. But down here, this is where we've got some villagers. And as you can see, I've already been adding villagers, like giving them jobs. So in here, we have a melon and pumpkin trade. I should be making a melon and pumpkin farm soon. I mean, I'll probably be doing that very soon, actually. And then it's these two villagers that I'm really excited about. So this one has Unbreaking 3 for 13 emeralds, which is insane. I already have one of them right here. And the other one is another favorite of Mending for 12. 12. 12 is crazy. And I'm so glad that I got it for 12. So yeah, I think instead of... Oh, I also over here, a little bit off camera, I made some more fields. So obviously over here we have our wheat field. And over here we have a little carrot field, which is really nice. And then a potato field. A pretty big one, actually. Like, I think that that just cleans up this area just a little bit. And it adds some of the finishing touches I was looking for. And over here, we still need to add the cliffs. Because, honestly, yeah, the cliffs are necessary. Like, some sort of, like, cliff all the way over to here. Like, fade off into down here. Which, on stream, I'll be digging this out. So, it's gonna be like a little river area that connects all the way into there to the ocean. Honestly, I think that this fits the vibe of the area. Well, it doesn't really fit the vibe of the area, but if I look from the area on FreeCam, you can see that that building kind of completes the skyline in a little bit, in a way. It's like if I'm all the way out here, like at this angle, that completes the skyline. If I'm over here, it also completes the skyline. It's a perfect building, and this building next to it will round it out even further, hiding this back area back here and breaking it up so that this way over here is still the path, which I think is amazing. But that's a plan for later. That's probably a next episode plan. What I want to do now is I want to work on Melon Pumpkin Farm downstairs, and then maybe like sugarcane or something else. Oh, whoops. I'm planning on the Melon and Pumpkin Farm being like right here-ish. Sugarcane being a little bit like thing here. I might shrink it by 1. The wall by 1, just so it's a 3x3. But yeah, so down here, let's get to it. And we will have a fully cleared area. And we are back. Welcome back to my storage room. Well, not storage room, my farming room. So I have redecorated a little bit. So up here we kind of changed everything around a little bit. I think it looks a lot nicer. I actually destroyed this due to the water in here. Unlucky, but that's fine. I've made sure that this is all nicer, that... oh, I'm sorry. That back there is cobblestone, back here is wood. And over here, we have these two over here. Which, if we look inside, this side is our melon and pumpkin farm. So we have just these dispensers right... Oh. Whatever. So yeah, we have these observers right up here that detect movement in these plants. So whenever they grow over to here, they'll instantly be destroyed. And then over here, we have the same thing, but for melons. I know it's pretty loud. And then over here, on this side, we have our sugarcane farm. And it's a really nice farm. I did not look anything up with them, but they're pretty easy to make anyways. Like, for example, the redstone here is literally just back and forth redstone. Wow. So cool and quirky. Yeah, I think that this room overall looks a lot nicer now. And I even made sure that there's enough room for more expandability. And yeah, that's basically all I've done. I also added a new window to the backside over here, which I think looks okay. It adds a little bit more visual interest. I could use like a bottom and top, but that's okay as well. Honestly, I am enjoying the space. I think that this is one of the best things I've ever built in Minecraft. But yeah, next step is just to make sure that we have this river in place, which should be pretty easy because we should have a ton of space here. Yeah, we do. See, it'll basically just flow out over into here, which is really nice. Again, I'll do that on stream. Not doing it now. So yeah, I believe the only thing we have left is to put away our inventory and go to an ocean monument. Because I think it's time that we conquer some guardians. So, let's get out there. Oh, this is not the way to travel. Boat is way faster. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be working on clearing this ocean monument over here. Because I do want to get some sponges. Okay. Nice. Nice. So I have 3 sponges. That's nowhere near enough. Oh my goodness, I keep getting stuck on things. Nothing over here. Oh yeah, my mining fatigue's about to run out. Nice. There's a, oh, here's a sponge room. Nice. Oh, I don't have a hoe. I should have brought a hoe. My bad. So we ended up with how many sponges? 33. 34. Nice. Okay, cool. So we walked away with quite a bit of nice stuff. So we walked away with 3 Outer Guardian heads, 2 Tide Armor smithing templates. Like, we are kind of in a great spot. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for today. So, what we did, we raided that ocean monument. And next episode, we are going to go to start our Christmas village. Now, I am really excited for that project as it is December. No, it isn't. So I want to be in the Christmas mood. So, I will see you all later. Goodbye. Oh, my lily pad.